The United States continues to dominate in the global arms arena, selling about $40 billion worth of weapons in 2015. That comes out to about half of all arms agreements. It's more than double the orders recorded by France, who comes in at second place with $15 billion in sales. American weapon purchases grew by about $4 billion, and France increased by over $9 billion. The latest figures are from a report prepared by the nonpartisan Congressional Research Service. Let's take a look at this list that breaks down the top 10 weapon suppliers in the world and how much they raked in during 2015. The U.S. comes out on top, outpacing the runner-up, France, who sold $15 billion. Critics routinely voice concern about American weapons winding up in the wrong hands. In the last 2 years, we've seen reports of U.S. weapons intended for Free Syrian Army seized from terror groups like Al-Qaeda or ISIS. American and British weapons are sold to Saudis to fuel their war in Yemen, where 10,000 civilians have been killed or wounded. The report found that the most significant overseas weapon sales for the U.S. included new agreements with Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Qatar, and South Korea. Over the weekend, Saudi Arabia was accused of dropping bombs in Yemen. Saudi Arabia has promised to stop using British-made cluster bombs, which are banned by the Convention on Cluster Munitions. Since 2015, Saudi forces have been using those weapons. 119 nations signed a treaty banning them because of their heavy toll on civilians. The U.S., Russia, and Saudi Arabia did not sign that treaty. A report by Cluster Munitions Monitor found that civilians made up 97% of all worldwide cluster bomb casualties. This is mostly due to their use by the Assad government in Syria and the U.S.-backed bombing coalition in Yemen. In recent years, the U.S. has sold hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cluster bombs to Saudi Arabia. Speaking to investors at a conference in June, American defense contractors told their investors that the Russian threat is great for business.